Hey, it's Dr. Barry with Second Mission. Today's day 18, Super Bowl Sunday. Our team's not in it. Go Jags. So, guess we'll enjoy the commercials. Hope you enjoyed the game. Yesterday, we were talking about God calling, calling me to a purpose that I now feel became a mission. Something was placed in my heart that this is what I needed to do, to take a leap of faith. Everything that my dad had been through, in Vietnam, coming home, helping veterans, what he suffered with and what he went through. And then my personal story of, recovery and trauma and working in the field and, everything that really kind of, led me up to this point, made me feel like everything had come together and that it all happened, for a reason, the way that it was supposed to. And so now, what could I do with that? What was this mission going to be about? I knew I wanted to help veterans. And obviously I wanted to help veterans suffering from substance use disorder and PTSD, so I gave myself time, for the answer to come. I really prayed and thought about it, and I started thinking, there's a lot of sober houses everywhere. And are there any sober houses, for veterans, because I felt like it's really important. And we know, just like in 12-step programs, one alcoholic or one addict, helping another is without parallel. Only one addict really or alcoholic really understands, a fellow, brother in suffering. And so I know the same is true with veterans. And I know that veterans, especially combat veterans, they're not going to feel easy or comfortable, disclosing what they have been through to somebody who doesn't understand. And so I felt that it was really important to have them, together in a dedicated house for veterans and first responders, so that they could heal and recover together with that brotherhood and understanding. Because we know that works, and hopefully, that would give them, an advantage, being around each other, instead of, just out in another sober house where people really just don't understand, what it was that they've actually been through and what they need. And so, I started thinking about, where and why. Well, Jacksonville has the largest population of veterans in the state of Florida, 150,000. There's bases up there. There's hospitals, clinics. There's a lot of resources. And so, it really became clear that, Jacksonville, was to be the place. And, I looked, there really aren't any, veteran only sober living residences. Well, anywhere in Florida. I found one in Maryland and one in Minnesota, but dedicated just to that. So, it became clear that, the mission was Second Mission. And tomorrow I'll tell you more about it. So thanks again. Appreciate the likes and shares. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.